Obviously, Max, from a team perspective, things are going very well at the moment, but, a Young Player of the Month award for yourself, recognising your own personal performances, that must be a nice surprise for you.
Yeah, massively. It's been a great start to the season, and the team's doing very well, and obviously currently sat top of the table, and then it's nice to have also be recognised for my performances as well. It's gone really well. Great, well, I would say start, but it's not start to the season. It's been a great, start to the season, and how we're playing at the moment up till now has been really good. So yeah, and then obviously me personally, I'm delighted to have this Player of the Month, and really good.
I was going to say, you touched on it just there, but obviously, top of the Championship at the moment. It's been a very good start for the club, all things considered, hasn't it? What do you put that good start down to?
I think obviously in the summer there was a lot of uncertainty with players, and we had players leave and players come in. But there's been the players that have come in have done really well, and obviously we've managed to keep players that we went up with 2 years ago. So it's been a good mix, and we've added a good amount of new energy into the team to kind of help everyone that's been here before. So it's been really good, and obviously with how we play, how our team will look, and so it's been really good, and everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's on the same page, which I think is the main thing.
And I don't want to dwell on the Premier League season, but I do want to just touch on it slightly. Obviously, there's been no sign of, any sort of relegation hangover, which can sometimes happen with clubs. But just how tough was the relegation last season to take, and how difficult or not difficult was it to put behind you and really, regroup and hit the ground running this season?
Yeah, it was obviously tough. Last season was disappointing, and obviously no one at the club was happy. And but I think when everyone came in at pre-season, there was like I said, we added some new energy to the team, and obviously everyone that came in was very enthusiastic. A few of the boys obviously had come straight from a relegation, so it was tough to pick everyone up. But I think everyone did, and especially once we got into the season now, and we knew the squad we have. Everyone was kind of on the same page and on board, so everyone could let it go and focus on this season. So it's been a great start, and we're doing very well at the moment. So yeah, I'd put it down to just adding some new energy and everyone kind of letting things go. So yeah.
And what about you personally and your Premier League season? Obviously, you're still so young, 20 years old. It was only your second season in professional football, really. What did you learn from that season and playing against, some of the biggest teams in the world?
Yeah, it was it was a very good season for me personally in terms of developing as a player. Now I look at my all-round game and compare it to the first year I came into the team in the Championship to now how my game now. I feel like I'm a lot more accomplished as a player. I feel more comfortable. I feel more well-rounded as a player now, having played against some of the best wingers in the world last year. The first season was all about me going forward, and last season there was a lot of kind of defending that I had to add to my game, and I feel much more well-rounded as a player. So I'm really grateful for that, and it's propelled me forward now, where I feel like I'm a much better player, and yeah, I think it can show now.
And I know you just touched on it a moment ago, but you are set to make your 100th appearance this week. All things being well, how proud a moment will that be for you, especially at such a young age as well?
Yeah, exactly. With me making my debut 2 years ago, it's an amazing feeling to have made 100 appearances in that short amount of time, and with me only being 20 years old, the feeling's very, very special, and it's nice to have some fans back in there as well to share the moment with, because it's something I've always worked towards in my career. Even just making that first appearance was always my goal, and then to make 100 now, at 20 years old is a massive achievement and a great feeling. So just want to keep playing and keep performing.
Despite being just 20 years old, does the 100 appearances make you one of the more senior players in the dressing room? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, well, I think obviously we've got a young team here and a lot of new faces. So, I've been here a while now, and it's a responsibility for me as even, I don't really judge myself on my age now, more just on, the appearances and how long I've been here. So I feel like it's a big responsibility for me to have that input on the team, despite being 20 years old. So yeah.
Is that a role that you enjoy? Do you like to take on a role like that? A leader in the dressing room, a leader on the pitch. Is that something that you relish?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I've always, despite me being this young, I've always relished that, and even in the youth team or something like that, I've always felt like I have a big input on the team, especially me being vocal on the pitch, and yeah, that's one thing that I've always had in my game, and it's good now. Obviously, I've got the experience to back it up, especially in this team with it being so young.
And I just want to go back to your first game at Carrow Road, which I think was against Stevenage. I know it wasn't that long ago, but it seems it with everything that's happened since. Do you remember that moment well? If so, what do you remember about it? And did you ever think that you'd have achieved as much as you have in the past 2 years?
Yeah, so I just remember being, very, very nervous for the game. I remember, being very, very excited as well. There was a lot of emotions that day. I remember the owner, Delia, had invited my family up to her box, and they could have dinner with her before the game. I just remember the whole day being very, very nice, and it was a proper occasion as well. So it was made really nice, especially with it being a home game. Everything was set up that day for a great day, and then ever since I made that first appearance, everything just picked up really quickly. So yeah, it's been a great journey, and long may it continue as well.
And obviously, someone who's been there with you every step of the way is the manager, Daniel Farke. Just how big a role has he played in your career, and how important has he been to your development?
Yeah, massively important. I think obviously the manager was the person that put his faith in me, put his trust in me, and gave me my debut. He's always put his faith in me ever since day one. So I can't say thank you to him enough for what he's done for me and my career, especially. I always look back on working with him and as an unbelievable time in my career, and long may that continue, because I love playing under him, and the way we play, everything, the confidence he gives you on the pitch is brilliant. So yeah, grateful for what he's done for me and my career.
And the Championship is such a tough division, isn't it? It's as competitive as ever. The unpredictability is the same year on year. It's certainly not any easier this season than it was 2 seasons ago, is it? Have you found that?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say, like I mentioned earlier, with having come from the Premier League, it feels, for me, as I've gained more experience, it's felt easier for me, but the tempo and how quick it is, and how hectic the league is, never feels any easier. So, and with the games that come thick and fast, you know what you're getting with the Championship. So it's a tough league, and it's relentless, and maybe it was a wake up call when first started playing again in the Championship. So yeah, kind of the whole team had to readjust, and yeah, it's been good.
And listen, it's been a difficult year. It's certainly been a different football season to what we're used to. But how good is it to start seeing fans return to stadiums and have them back in the ground cheering you on again?
Yeah, yeah, it's I was saying to one of the players the other day that it's the best feeling to have them back. When you never miss that feeling of if you put in a tackle or do something good on the pitch, getting a nice round of applause or a cheer from the fans, or winning a game. Having that chemistry of the fans is the best feeling in the world. So I can't, you only realize kind of once everything was taken away and once you were playing behind closed doors, how influential they are to you as a player and how they can lift your spirits, and yeah, it's great to have them back in.
And finally, aims for the rest of the season, both for the club and for you personally. I know it's early days, but is promotion what you've got to aim for?
Yeah, I think so. For sure. I think if you look at our squad and how we've started this season, I think promotion should definitely be our number one goal, which it is. And I think if we keep playing how we're playing and churning out the wins, I don't see why we can't. So obviously, come with that comes some pressure, but I think we'll be ready for that, and yeah, definitely in the aims to go back up.